Okay, so this is a great question. How do you connect with somebody without losing it completely? So there's this practice. It is called self-compassion. It is a proactive way to regulate your emotions in the moment so that you are not over-identifying with the pain of other people. So it's like empathy with boundaries. And I think that's the place that we need to be to connect with our patients without going too far to a point where we can't function. So it's a 3-step process. Step 1 is like mindfully stating, okay, this is how I feel. Like in that situation I talked about, I feel really sad and overwhelmed right now. And just saying it in your brain, giving your emotion a name, helps regulate it. It gives objectivity. It helps you go from being lost in that to outside of the situation. So if I was, that moment where I was like crying in the bathroom, giving myself, wow, I feel engrossed in sadness right now. I feel so sad right now. The next step is common humanity. Hey, reminding yourself that you're not alone. Other nurses, other people have experiences like that. And when you can remind yourself that you're not alone, that brings enormous comfort. And then finally, you give yourself some warmth. Hey, you know what? I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay, and I'm going to get through this. And by going through those steps in your brain, and it does take moments, it doesn't take a long time, that regulates your emotions in the moment. Tay, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi, this is my son, Teddy. Another thing I think that's really helpful is creating routines. So, your brain's at work, but having this transition home to go from the reality of your patients at work to your personal reality at home. So maybe you always call your mom, or maybe you always listen to a certain show or a certain podcast or a certain playlist that ramps you down from being at work into back being at home. And then maybe you use some guided imagery where when you shower, you're showering the shift off of you and into the drain, and giving yourself like 20 minutes before you go chat with your loved ones to really kind of, I'm okay. I'm, in transition from work to home. It's hard, and I think that you have to be really intentional with it, or else you get consumed by vicarious trauma, and then that turns into things like anxiety and depression, and it can get pretty serious. So I think it's advantageous to do so.